hard to admit that I used to draw portraiture in a human form, doodle of a two-headed unicorn. It was soothing, moving his arm in a fusion of man-made tools and amused from beyond. Even if it went beautifully wrong, it was tangible truth for a youth who refused to belong. No name nuisance, who's in a bedroom, who's in a brand new cuneiform. Barely commune with the horde, got a whole grayscale ungluing his world. Might zone amp to the yap of the magpie, unseen hand dragging his graphite. Cross contour, little bit of backlight, black ink after a Bristol to baptize. You can imagine a rush that ensue when you get three dimensions stuffed in a two. Then it's off to a school where it's all you can do, being trained and observed by a capable few.
All right, thanks, Larry. Brings us to the heart of Texas and NRG Stadium in Houston. Tonight, we write a finish to a night matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans. And a nice return sets them up pretty good. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down.
Here we go now. 3-19.
They're going to look to throw. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A good pickup there at 22.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Houston. And they better put that ball to the side because with that catch, he's a new single-season receiving yards record holder.
What a fantastic year. And we saw it start early, didn't we, partner? Right out of the gate, we knew he was going to have a tremendous year, but who knew it would culminate in breaking this all-time record.
Roberto Aguayo now for the point after. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the former Louisville Cardinal, Teddy Bridgewater.
To me, the best part of Teddy Bridgewater's game is his decision-making. Very smart, loves to watch the game, loves to analyze it, and he does it so well, he takes care of the football and keeps his team in good spots.
Goes nowhere, losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Now that result is no surprise. This team is bringing back memories of what? The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. Those teams were so great against the run, they made you abandon any plans of doing that when you played against them.
On second down, here's Henry. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
That was a tremendous play by the defensive line. We always talk about leverage versus any play. How about versus the draw? Underneath, they get into the backfield and make a big-time play.
And Anderson's got it. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
So on 4th down, here's Matt Darr to kick it away. This is taken at the 15. Look at the spin.
Balance.
35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Houston. Their dangerous wide receiver. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Texans will extend their lead.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Second down, Bridgewater. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. 3 yards left to grab here on third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps. And
no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up fourth. Here's Matt Darr now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And
that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Their big-bodied receiver with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead.
Brandon, we're not even out of the first quarter yet. And that's his 3rd receiving touchdown of the game. Tremendous job. And I think this might come under the heading of When someone has the hot hand, you've got to keep going back to them.
And on the defensive side, they better figure something out quickly.
Yeah, I think that no matter what, you've got to do something to slow him down. I don't care if it's double or triple coverage. Make someone else emerge, because right now he's absolutely shredding them.
The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field, and still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Bridgewater under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. Will the defense dial up the pressure? Let's see. 3rd and 11. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them, because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task. He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
A great return there of 22 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here comes... And now out comes Houston. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there was some...
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. What is going on here? 4 first-quarter touchdowns. Unbelievable. And with that touchdown reception, we have a new single-season leader. We were waiting for this moment. We got to see it here.
How much fun is it that we were here to see it? And this guy's able to catch touchdown passes from everywhere. Red zone, out in the field. It didn't matter. You put in his vicinity, he carried it over the goal line.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. The Houston defense, we watch as they get set to go. They were able to force the 3 and out last time, led to the punt, and then led to a touchdown for their crew. So they'll be looking for a little bit more of that, Charles.
Well, I think that they created the spark with the 3 and out. Gave a little momentum to their offense and said, all right, appreciate it, guys. And they took the ball downfield and stuck it in the end zone.
And that defense wasn't out there long. They'll be trying to keep it short here. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
So we played 1 quarter here on a Monday night. 28-0 is our score. We're back to Houston in just a moment.
The NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Head & Shoulders.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. Again, it's Henry. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of a yard. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
But there's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
Well, they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
3rd and short yardage. Bridgewater. That one complete to Anderson. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did. But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. See if they stay on the ground for second down.
Everyone's got four down.
They'll run it again with Henry. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And then you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner either.
So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, now 4th down. Here's Matt Darr now as he's on to punt for the... And now a high kick trying to pin him back.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. Automatic first down.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Watch the curls. Watch the curls. Now let's go.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. They get 39 yards out of that one. And the Texans are going to have a first. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity missed.
It definitely was, because that's all defense is talking about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession.
This is caught at the 20. And he's going to be taken down deep into Bronco territory. A huge play there for Houston. 41 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Texans continue to pour it on.
And while no one on the offensive line will get the 6 points next to their name, they should be credited with this one. Tremendous blocking to get the runner into the end zone.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down.
Let's go. Blue 58.
A second down throw for Bridgewater. Trying for Cooper again. This time he finds him. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Bridgewater on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a feeling those highlights will be pretty one-sided, too.
I think you're right, partner. Of 1.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And now out comes Houston. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you name anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting. No adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. They decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice, able to get a hand in and tip it away.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. He's going to go up top again. And got his man complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Well, the coaches mentioned they weren't as concerned about big play offense. They thought they could get some shorter, quicker stuff and be consistent. And that's kind of what they showed there.
What they saw in preparation, what they saw in film, is a defense that likes to get out fast in terms of coverage, meaning they either bail out or they give them a lot of space to throw the underneath stuff. So they decided to take advantage of it and worked on it hard in practice this week. The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly. And that's
Odell Beckham Jr. Touchdown, Houston. Odell Beckham, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Texans add on. good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. It took him less time than that to get the top speed and complete that play.
Escaping the press. And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2. Tried to roll out and make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there it's really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend a play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and you end up getting sacked.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They go play action here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Holding offense. The penalty is declined.
After the penalty, it's Henry. And not much there. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Now the Texans want to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. Try and start this drive in the air. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off. It's J.J. Wilcox. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or 2 and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Texans have done a good job making the plays they need to in order to get out to a big lead. The Broncos just need to figure out a way to bounce back. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Early in the first, the quick pass, it's complete, and a quick 3-play drive ends with a score. Texans up by a touchdown. Texans ball at midfield. The deep ball is on target here, and that goes as a 50-yard touchdown. That puts them on top by 14. Texans have it at the 32. Pass into the end zone here, and this will go all the way for a touchdown. Texans up now by 21. 1st and 10. Completion will be made here to a wide open man. And 61 yards later, he'll go in for the score. That pushes the lead to 28. Texans come out on 3rd and 4. The run will go outside to the left here, and he'll take it in for a touchdown. The blowout rolls on. Now to late in the second. Pass will be completed out of the gun. And 54 yards later, he's going in for the score. And with that, we'll wrap up our halftime report and head back out now to Texans Stadium for the start of the second half.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And oh, he kicked it out of bounds. That's a big penalty.
And this is where the rest of the team turns and stares at the kicker and says, you have one job. Execute it.
Play fake here on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. Well, they go play fake. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back in. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Houston, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Denver, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.